Yo, what's good, everybody? And thank you for tuning in to another Tyler Perry Sisters review. This is season 6, episode 11. This is the mid season finale, thank God. Um, if this is your first time coming to my channel, welcome. If you are a returning family member, then you already know what it is. This is your girl, Allie Nick, giving it to you when I give it to you, but always in the nick of time. Be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff if you choose to. If not, just sit back, relax, and we going to get right into this. This is beyond messy thing, all right? Now, this episode was a total debacle, if I do say so myself. The build up to the final scene of this episode was an epic fail. Now, usually, I tend to refrain from speaking negatively concerning this show. But I just understand that the truth is the truth, whether it's digestible or not. I don't intend to bash anybody. I respect all the actors in their respective places, because it has nothing to do with them. It has nothing to do with them. This was just a horrible episode, like I said, in my personal opinion. Okay, this might not be like a normal review of what you normally hear me say, but it's the mid-season finale, so I'm just going to let it be what it be. There was just entirely too much time spent on Zach, Danny, and Preston. Like, legit, I can only handle about 30 to 45 seconds of Zach and Danny in a scene together. And if you have been following me or listening to me for a while, I have always spoken this about Danny and Zach's interactions. Yes, I know they're supposed to be funny, but it goes from humorous to stupid within seconds. And I really cannot deal with them being in the same scene with each other. So Preston, in my opinion, he was just doing too much. I'm supposed to believe that he was still high the following morning from one puff of Danny's pen from the previous night. Tyler Perry, get the hell out of here. Like, that was my thought. Get the hell out of here. And interestingly, I do not have high expectations of any Sisters episode. To be perfectly honest, I expect for the episodes to be trash. And if they are not trash, then I am thoroughly surprised. But I do not have any expectations. I do not even look forward to anything that happens on the show because the storylines are, to me, have gone to a dead end. But Tyler continues to push it, and it just has nowhere to go. Now, the one thing I do enjoy about Sisters is that it does create conversation and opportunity to engage and connect with individuals who may share the same perspective as you or different perspectives. To me, that is the beauty of Sisters, when you can find a healthy community that watch the show, support the show, and you can have incredible dialogue. That's really the only thing that I look forward to when it comes to Sisters, because it doesn't do it for me. It used to be one of my favorite shows, to now I do it because, one, I am entirely too invested. And secondly, I'm not going to stop reviewing the show simply because it has dropped from glory for me. I'm going to continue to do what I do and try to give the best commentary that I can based on what we've been given to watch. Now, I don't understand the purpose of Zach being there. On Our Sister's Keeper, Erica had to tell me last night that it was Preston who called Zach because I didn't actually start watching the show until about 5 to 6 minutes after it aired. So I didn't understand why Zach was there. And even finding that out, it just made it even worse. Preston called Zach, but he didn't know who Zach was when he got there. And I just didn't understand Zach's presence. And Danny kept asking Zach to help. And I'm like, what is he supposed to do exactly? He can't do anything. And just as I said on the live last night, is Zach supposed to unhide Preston? He can't do anything. There's absolutely nothing that Zach can do in this moment. So, like I said, I can only take about 30 to 45 seconds of them And I was already checked out of this scene. And then Preston begins to drop the N-bomb. He called Danny multiple B itches. And at that point, I was like, you know what? This has gone entirely too far. Now, with me, I already have an issue when I see men calling women B itches, especially black women. And it's another thing when I'm seeing a white man call a black woman. Now, everybody just calm down. I understand that Trinity is biracial and he has a black father. I get that. But that's Trinity Whitehead. Preston is being presented as a white man on this show. And because of that, I have a problem with that. I got a problem anyway when I see somebody calling them a B. But it does even more damage when it's a white man calling a black one. Like, it was too much. And then, like, Preston, you doing this on purpose. I don't think Preston was doing that because he was high. I think he was doing that because that's what he been wanting to call Danny for a long ass time. That's just my take on it. Some people may feel differently, and by all means, you have every right to. Now, let's go on over to Maurice, Calvin, and Sabrina. I want them so desperately to have an opportunity for their characters to display some type of depth. I really do. Because watching them sometimes is reminiscent of the damn Three Stooges. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Sometimes watching them, I'm just like, it's like the blind leading the blind. I got to give a shout out to Novi. I don't know who styled her, who was the stylist this episode, but Novi Brown looked incredible in that little orange suit she had on. It was giving on her chocolate skin, I must say. That was a good look. People always be coming for my dog Sabrina about her wardrobe, but oh, she did it. She was, to me, the best dressed, hands down, on this episode. Novi looked amazing. So we find out that what's his name, Maurice, went down there. We already know that he was turning himself in. I said, in what world do you go and turn yourself in and then you get released to go out in the public? But this is Tyler Perry's world, okay? We're just watching. It's Tyler Perry's world. So Maurice goes home. Calvin shortly arrives, and he's distraught, or he's shocked about the fact that Maurice has turned himself in. He wants to make it right. So Calvin instantly calls Sabrina, and she rushes over. Watching them, it's been a long time. It's been a while since I have completely checked out of an episode, like legit. And I can't stand the repetitive dialogue, especially when you're not saying anything. We had to hear Maurice tell Sabrina and Calvin that it's done. There's nothing that they can do. It's done. This is what it's going to be. I said, if Maurice say it's done one more time, I want to go through this TV. We understand. And it was incredibly hard for me. And I talked about this last night on the live. It was incredibly hard for me to muster up any type of compassion for the character of Maurice, simply because, in my personal opinion, he has been a nuisance. He has disrespected Sabrina to no end. He has done everything to me to shrink her and make her feel small in his presence. And now all of a sudden she's such this nice person, and he wants to do anything he can to make sure that she can go out and live her life to the fullest and not be attached to this robbery. And I'm just like, I don't care. And it's so very interesting because watching Sistas, Tyler Perry has a way of creating these characters and then absolutely destroying them. And that is something that's very hard for me to, like, as a writer. Everybody in the world is flawed. There's no perfect person. We will all handle things. We could be placed in the same situation and handle it completely different. And I understand that. And I think flaws and imperfections are beautiful because ultimately it shapes us and it crafts us into becoming an individual. But I'm like, how do you destroy your main characters? That's the part that gets me. Like the backbone, the people who have been on the show for, how do you write to destroy them? I understand giving us a portrait of reality, of someone's reality, but it's like, come on. Like, I understand, yes, it's your show. It's your show, Tyler. It's Tyler's show. And he has the right to creative license and doing what he pleases. But it's like, it becomes very hard. It becomes very difficult to watch this week after week, especially when you don't see any growth in the characters. And yes, I understand it's only been a 6 to 7 week time span, but look at all the hell these characters have been through in that time. So if they can experience all the drama, the chaos, just the complete turmoil, you're telling me we can't see ounces or glimpses of growth. But I digress. So long story short, to finish up the storyline with Sabrina them, Maurice goes down to the precinct, turns himself in, and it's so interesting because Logan wants so desperately to book Sabrina on this robbery, and my thing is she is the most innocent person that is included in this, and I don't understand why he has such a hard on to make her the guilty party. It doesn't make sense. And I don't feel like going a whole nother season trying to figure out why Logan doesn't like Sabrina. It doesn't make an ounce of sense. I'm like, okay, do you know her from a past life? Did this girl do something to you? Did she offend you in some way? Because the way he's coming at Sabrina, it just makes no sense. Now, I did chuckle when Maurice was like, I see you at the crossroad, because I instantly thought about Bone Thugs and Harmony. I said, Tyler, you're a nut. Tyler, you are an absolute nut job. So let's get on over to Pam and Aaron, and we see them cleaning the salon. Pam looked good, okay? I said only Pam would think to put a little gold belt around that white hazmat suit. It was hilarious. She looked good though. Angie looked good. But so Zach pulls up and he's delivering the check to Pam, and he tells Pam that if Karen needs more, and then he shifted his eyes to Aaron, let her know to hit me. And Aaron didn't say anything. He just let Zach, do his little slight floss, I guess, and that was it. And so when Karen shows up, Aaron is incredibly happy. He's all smiles. He basically had forgotten about whatever took place last night. And so, he was like, I wanted to surprise you, but you still shouldn't be here. And for the most part, Karen was okay. Okay. Like, she was okay. And then when Pam gave her the check, that's when that light switched. You know what I'm saying? And she ripped up the check. I said, okay, fine, perfect. When Karen ripped up that check, that's all she needed to do. She didn't need to call Zach. There was no reason for her to call him, in my personal opinion. For what? You're calling him for what? You ripped up the check. He'll know that it was never cashed. Move on by your merry way. There was no reason for there to be any conversation. So I'm going to put a pin in it right there. So we get over to the law firm. Quick scene with Andy and Gary. He shows up to the law firm. He basically tells Andy that she owes him an apology. This chick says, I know it's just not a great time because I have a meeting to go to. I said, what? I'm so sick of Andy and Gary. I love me some Cheeto, but I can't stand Gary ass. Cheeto is fine. He's great to look at, and he's a great actor. But Gary has run his damn course on this show. Now, I know we about to get some drama come season 7 when it comes to Gary's ass, and it's going to make me dislike him even the more. And I already dislike him quite a bit. And it's going to be even the more. Goodness gracious. Gary is trash ass. Gary is a trash ass character. But the fact that Andy was acting as if she was scared or fearful of him, her voice changing like she don't know how to talk. I was just like, girl, what is wrong with you? Anyway, so she goes to Fatima's office trying to hide out as if she doesn't have her own luxury office to hide out in. That made no sense, but I guess it was for the scene. So even before we get to that, Fatima is having a meeting with the lawyer who is looking to expedite this custody issue with Zach. So when Zach comes in, Zach is he's just so damn immature. Like the way he comes in, this girl was having a meeting with a lawyer concerning your issue, and obviously you're late because the meeting obviously has already been in session, and it's for you, and you just not walking up in here with your damn chest out. Like, it was a lot. Anyway, but then Zach started making fun of how the lawyer was laughing and stuff like that. And as Zach and Fatima are talking to one another, Fatima finds out that Zach wants to get full custody of Michael, and she was not aware of that. Fatima didn't look too happy about that because Fatima already knows she gonna be the one taking care of that baby. She gonna be the one doing all the adult stuff because Zach is not gonna do it. It's the fact that they hadn't even had a conversation. She's getting the ball rolling on this, and she has no idea of Zach's innermost thoughts or the course of action he wants to take when it comes to his son, which it just goes to show lack of communication. And so she was like, how about, we try to help Heather get on her feet, which is what I was stating in my trailer breakdown when, and I know there's a lot of people who feel like, Heather doesn't want her baby. She's this horrible mother. And sadly, Heather is another character who must get assassinated for Zach to come out looking like the superior character or the character that comes out on top. And I do not like that because that's not the way Heather was presented in my eyes. Like Erica was saying last night on the live, what she presented as like you could tell she wanted money, absolutely. A little hood, a little rough around the edges, absolutely. But her being as like presented as a bad mom, no, I just didn't get that. And I don't like the narrative where now all of a sudden people are acting like, oh yeah, I was never left at home by myself. Yes, you was. You know what I'm saying? Like I just don't. I would have preferred to see them work together to try to co-parent, and Heather somewhat struggling with that because she used to doing things on her own. Now you have help, and that's the kind of angle that I was more so leaning toward when it came to Zach and Heather being able to raise a Michael together as a unit. I just don't believe taking away her child is the best thing to do. It's extreme. You know what I'm saying? It's just extreme. But we know Tyler gonna make Heather look like pure trash in order for Zach to get this little boy. So Andy comes in and she was like, so what's been up with y'all? Andy just gets on my damn nerves. But then we go. So let's go back to the scene with Karen, Aaron, and what's her name, Pam. So after she rips up the check, she calls Zach. Zach was like, nah, I ain't finna answer that. Now, anybody who is in that situation, if I was Fatima, I would have asked the same thing, like, who calling you? Oh, he tells me, it's nobody. So she gets the phone and she recognizes that it's Karen. And so she answers the phone. Now, I ain't gonna lie, if I was Karen, I would have cussed Fatima ass out. Reason being, you just walked into my house unannounced just a few hours prior, and now you answering the phone, you got a little tone in your voice. Trick, I don't want to talk to you. I would have cussed Fatima, slapped the hell off as well. I would have been in my feelings. I would have had an attitude. And I didn't have an issue with her telling Fatima she would have shot her if she ever came up in her house like that again. It's called stand your ground laws. That's what that is. Period. Now, it got extra because it went into all the beat itches, what you not gonna do, what I'm gonna do. It was team too much because at this point, what the hell are y'all arguing for? Why are we here with this? Tyler has used this conflict with Fatima and Karen since season 3? It's tired. It's tired. It's not hitting anymore. It probably only hit the first 1 or 2 times we saw it. The horse is dead, Tyler. Let that horse rest in peace. Do not resurrect it. We don't want to see it anymore. I know, at least I know I don't. It's giving that we don't have nothing else to talk about when you're continuing to pit these two women against each other. So Karen was like, I come down there to the law firm. Fatima was like, you know where to find me. Andy is sitting there, and you hearing your best friend, supposedly, having this conversation or this argument with Fatima, and you just sitting there like, why y'all ain't, and what, Zach, hang up the phone. Take your phone. Take your phone. You acting as if Fatima is stronger than you. You acting as if you don't have the power to take your phone and end the conversation. I'm not understanding. And then my whole thing is with Zach, this is what it goes back to, gaslighting somebody. You told Pam to tell Karen to hit you if she needed more. So basically you just give her permission for Karen to call you. And then when she does call you, oh, I ain't gonna answer that. Nah, you told her to call you. So pick up the phone. Like, that's the stuff I don't like with Zach. You told Fatima the same day, earlier that morning, that you would have no communication with Karen until you find out about the paternity of the baby. You're not going to talk to her, nothing. But then you tell Pam to tell Karen she can hit you. That is gaslighting. That is giving mixed signals. That's just what, and I can't stand that. But anyway, Zach going to act like he don't know what the hell going on. So then Karen ends up calling Andy, who was in the office with Fatima and Zach. And so Fatima was like, well, answer your phone. No, I'm going to take it outside. No, answer it now. I said, see, this is the reason why when Fatima told Andy in Karen's apartment that you're only my boss from 9 to 5, that means between the hours of 9 to 5, sis, we're strictly business. And I need Andy to understand you cannot be friends with your subordinate. That is your subordinate. Friendship, I don't even understand that. Friend, we could be cool, but you ain't my damn friend. And the lines are so blurred with Fatima and Andy, there is no separation. Ain't no separation between church and state when it comes to them. Everything is just one big old conglomerate. That's just what it is. Andy eventually steps out and tells Karen, oh, you're scaring me right now. Karen's scaring you. But I said, I'm just done. I just want Karen and Andy. The best thing that came out of last night's episode, one of the best things was when Karen told Andy, you're not a friend of mine. Because they're not. The friendship is gone. I just want them to break up. I want them to separate for a couple episodes. I know Tyler not going to keep it that way. I know somehow he going to spin it where everything is Karen's fault. That's just what he does. That's just what he does. And I'm like, it's just tiresome. It really is. I really would have enjoyed, I don't think it's ever going to happen, but I really would have enjoyed to see Fatima and Karen just come to terms with what it is and what it won't be, and just move on with their damn lives and stop all of this foolishness, because it doesn't make any sense. Then we get this thing where Karen comes to the law firm, takes out a gun, and shoots Fatima. I said, really, Tyler? That didn't give, it was supposed to give shock factor. I guess it didn't do that for me. I was just like, what the hell was this? Because clearly we know that Karen did not shoot Fatima. It's either she's daydreaming about this, thinking about this. But I'm like, are we, y'all, it's laughable. It's absolutely laughable. And I honestly have nothing else to say. Yeah, we got some previews that came out for Sister Season 6 Part B. I'll do some reviews on that. This just wasn't a great episode. It just wasn't. But y'all been rocking with me. For those who haven't rocked with me from the beginning, I appreciate y'all. All the new subscribers, I appreciate y'all. Don't worry, I do have some videos that I will be recording for Sisters. And thank you to everybody who is asking me questions or giving me video ideas. I greatly appreciate it. Keep them coming. So, we have something to fill in while the show is on hiatus until October. I think we needed the damn break. We could talk about Sisters, but damn it, we ain't got to watch it. So thank you, Tyler, for giving us a little moment, because But for those who are asking, yes, I will be reviewing Zatima. I know everybody doesn't watch it who listens to my videos, but yes, I will be reviewing that as well. And me and Erica are looking to go live with Zatima to talk about it as well for our Sister's Keeper. That's on her YouTube channel. But I will let you know as time approaches what is going to be happening. But I thank you guys for listening. I thank you guys for being consistent. Until next time, I will holler at y'all later, and y'all be safe out there.